Okay, so this is not laser oriented, but it is robotics. And we thought that the crowd that comes and watches our videos might be interested in this. Steve from Steve Makes Everything, he's a YouTuber here and he's awesome. I highly recommend his channel. He did a review of this product about a year ago, maybe a little less. And he was very, very happy with it. And after doing a lot of research, Cameron decided to go ahead and buy this lawn mowing robot because the gentleman who owned the company that did all of our mowing has retired and sold his business. So the first thing I'll tackle is price. It is not inexpensive. However, at $50 a mow for us in our area, that's what it costs, and 33 on average mows per season. This pays for itself in like one season and a third of another season, and then you're kind of home free. I mean, you do have to buy the blades, but Steve says that his blades last him a whole season, and we have how many sets?
We have, I think we have 2 spare sets.
2 spare sets, okay. So we're good for a while anyway. But we wanted to talk a little bit about, can you show them the really nice molded styrofoam? It comes very well packaged. Everything is really secure. Nothing was rattled around. Cameron said this shipped from Ontario, California, but of course originates in China like most everything else, right? So it came really well packed. There are some extra parts. This is a front view. So you see there's a camera there, and this is the charger back here. So Cameron, do you want to talk a little bit about how this works?
Sure. I mean, one thing we're not showing, we've got some of the other parts laying around, but there's a what is called an RTK accessory that goes with this, and what that does is it's a fixed base station that receives GPS signals.
What does RTK stand for?
Real-time kinematics.
Kinematics?
Yes.
Okay. K-I-N?
Yes.
Like kinetics?
Yes.
Okay. He's rolling his eyes at me. I need to understand. Go ahead.
And what that does is it allows the robot to position itself a lot more accurately in your yard. So this does not require a boundary wire that some robotic lawnmowers require.
Okay.
It can position itself within a centimeter or 2, less than an inch within the yard. So it's self-guiding in that it uses that base station to help it position where it is.
Okay, that's great. And so you said it's kind of like the irrigation system in that we can set up a schedule for it and it will just automatically mow.
Yeah, you have to, well, there is some setup with it. You have to map out your yard. So you take the robot out and drive it with your phone, kind of like a remote control vehicle, and you map out the boundaries of your yards, and you map out places that you don't want it to mow if you have trees in the middle of your yard or whatever. It does have sensors to avoid objects, but if you have constant things that you don't want it to mow in or around, then you can mark those areas as well. And so then it keeps these maps, and you can assign different zones for it to mow at different times, and yeah, it will automatically go off and mow and come back to the charge station when it needs to recharge.
Okay.
Or when it's done.
And the most exciting part of this project is that you're going to get to build a little garage for it, right?
Yep. Yeah, we live in an area where they might complain if this is just sitting out in the yard, so we're going to build a little house for it so that it's a little bit more hidden, perhaps, and looks cute.
And rain tight, right?
Yeah, and keep the rain off. And it is water, I don't want to say it's waterproof, but it does have a water certification thing. It doesn't let water get inside of it. It can be hosed off. It's pretty easy to clean. So it is safe to put out and leave out in the rain, but of course, if you keep the rain off and dirt and stuff, it's just going to stay a little bit cleaner.
And extend the life, probably.
Possibly.
And also there's an issue with having it in direct sunlight with the heat, right?
Maybe. I mean, again, I assume it's designed to be able to be left outside because a lot of people do just leave them outside. But um, the, of course, having it covered will keep the sun off of it. You do still need to keep that enclosure vented though, because when it's charging, it generates some heat, and you don't want it to basically bake itself inside of the
Right.
enclosure.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to be covering the build of this super fun garage that we're going to make. And he's really, really making the faces at me, but he's going to have fun and he knows it. There are some really cool things. I will include, I know this is a very boring video from a visual standpoint. I'll include a couple of videos of the thing in motion and how it handles grades and things like that. And I'll also capture some stills of some of the quote unquote garages or houses people have made for these things that are super fun and cute and just hilarious, sort of. The Germans seem to have the corner on the market of the most creative and extensive. I mean, some of these garages have decks and skylights, and I mean, they really deck it out. So I'll send you some pictures or attach some pictures to that so that you can have a little fun with us. But yes, this is our new robot lawnmower. These photos and sketches are not my own, obviously. Most of them have been taken from a German site. I don't speak German, but the person who designs a lot of these is incredibly talented. But I just thought it would be fun for you guys to see all the different things that people do and come up with for these little robots. It's pretty fun. The last house on here, the little garage, is the one that really captured me because it has a deck and little deck chairs on it and sconce lighting. And I just think that this person went all out. Cameron thinks that that little garage is being sold for like $2,500 or euros rather. So anyway, just lots of ideas. A lot of these garage doors are completely automated. Some of them roll up like your typical American garage door does. And some of them are like a flap, like the one you see in this photo. Some of them don't have any doors. We've seen people do hydraulic lifts so that the robots literally drop into the ground. All kinds of things. I mean, they have little elevators for these robots. It's amazing what people do. So anyway, I just thought it would be fun for you guys to see all this.